So, back today with Toffel. I'm after just coming back from a trip from Ireland, and I was up in the attic looking through some stuff trying to see if I could find some of the old Yu-Gi-Oh cards I had, and lo and behold I actually found a bunch of my dad's old Magic cards.
Oh, your dad played Magic?
Yeah, my dad used to play Magic like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, I kind of remember it, but I was like 4 at the time, so like, I don't really remember much about it, but I kind of had like a little skim through the boxes to see if I could find anything that was like worth something, and I found a bunch of like old cards. So I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out like roughly like what his kind of old collection is worth. And I guess you kind of having the shop and everything, you guys know what cards are worth. So is there anything I should really be looking out for?
Yeah, so we actually heard the story before, and then we kind of made, okay, we could make like actually a show out of this, a regular show if it fits.
It's definitely something we can keep bringing back up.
Exactly,
like,
where
cards.
a lot of people are like you. They found cards they played with, they have family members that played, and they somehow stored it in a basement. And they found it again. I mean, sometimes even on flea markets you find like a lot of
just find stuff
things.
And you're like, oh, I'll pick some up, why not?
Yeah.
I have to just hope that there's no water damage kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, some of them probably were used without sleeves back then.
So you've kind of picked out a set of cards that you think you should look out for these cards because they're actually worth quite a lot, despite like people not really kind of realizing it. Right?
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is like I basically pick out 5 cards that I find are reasonably surprising. People, you have that at home. You might say, wait, I have that in my common box.
I've seen that. That image is very familiar to me.
Exactly, and you didn't know over time it would like go up the price. Yeah. But also for you being new, and like we have a format called Commander. A lot of Commander cards are worth a lot because people buy those and play those. Usually, when you have an idea what's worth, you can connect those to other cards when you see them.
Yeah, you can be like, oh yeah, I remember this, and like link the sets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
let's get into it.
Top 5 cards that you didn't know are worth something. Number 5 is Violent Outburst. So Violent Outburst has Cascade, which means you can reveal the top card of your library until you find something that is worth less than what it costs.
Really strong mechanic as far as I remember.
Right, really strong in Tournament Magic, but also very fun for Commander. Always a good synergy. Fun in Commander, strong constructed. Right now in Modern is one of the formats. It's played in one of the better decks. It was only printed like as a common back in those sets, so it's very rare.
Common though, no? Oh, I guess it was printed so long ago though.
This is like 10, 12 years ago, something long times ago. People dismissed it because it was a common. Back then people stopped playing Magic,
basically put it into the bulk pile, stuck it in an attic. So
this one is actually worth about €4.
I mean, that's pretty good for like just a common card.
Just a common,
just a common card that you could have tons just sitting around.
Right, and like if you look through your boxes and you drafted a lot, for example, in this set, it could be that you have like 10 of those in like one of your boxes, right?
It's 40 quid, that's 50 quid, like it's just sitting there. That's
just for having 10 minutes of looking through your cards.
That's insane,
It's insane. A lot of those cards that fulfill like all of those boxes that were Tournament Magic and Commander cards are really like looking up for prices. Number 4, we have Dragon Tempest.
Okay. How old is this now?
This is Iconic Masters Uncommon or Dragons of Tarkir Rare. About 7 years each of those. Mainly everything that has like a tribal reference can be cool. Dragon Tempest, dragons, angels, zombies, all of those are very strong commander tribes. People like to build around those a lot.
Anything that's like synergistic like with tribes and that kind of
exactly.
It's always like good to get.
And here you can see is an enchantment that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield it gains haste, and whenever a dragon enters it deals damage to something where the number of dragons. So anything that reads, if you have more of this, it's better.
It kind of sounds snowball-y, I guess.
Exactly. People play it in Commander, the tribes. It's a card where you look at it, like when you find it, and it's like, I want to build around it. So this one is also worth about €4, which is for the rare of a kind, not too special, but the uncommon in the iconic
once again,
set.
like anything that's just non-foil, just being that kind of price range. Pretty good.
Those were like medium surprise, but it's kind of a little bit show of the idea, what you're looking for. And now we get to the interesting part.
Okay, now the actual kind of like the money cards.
Yeah, the actual money cards that you didn't know working. So you heard a little bit of Magic, maybe?
Yeah, because I know kind of like a few things here and there.
Right, so you maybe heard about some characters like Emrakul.
Liliana, stuff like that.
Exactly. So this one is Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, right? So they're those Eldrazi's, right?
Okay.
Which are story-wise some weird void monsters. Who
so other entities, that's always cool.
Yeah, exactly. And they're usually colorless and very mana heavy. People are aware that they're worth something.
Okay.
Like they're usually rare in mythics. They're very, very strong, very powerful. Check a lot of boxes what people want to do in Magic, right? Usually what happens, like people is like, oh, it's like €10, €20, right?
Okay.
This one is 50.
Whoa, why
50.
so much?
Well, mainly it's because there's Emrakul. You heard of her. She's banned in Commander. So this is the next best one that it's played.
Okay.
But also just people love doing wanky big stuff.
Just like giant things coming out onto the field.
I mean, look, it has Annihilator 4.
Okay, so just
you don't know what it is,
yeah.
but it sounds impressive.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like when you see something that's like 4 Annihilator anyway, always straight. Like, 12/12 stat line as well is just it's huge.
Yeah, and when you cast it, you draw 4 cards, so also not bad. And it has like this mechanic where it shuffles. If it dies, it goes back into your library.
Okay.
So even if they get rid of it, you can redraw it.
It keeps coming back. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So if you see something that is expensive, that is like over the top, cool.
Yeah.
Always good to know. Like always good to have. And well, they rarely get reprinted.
Yeah.
They go more expensive.
They just keep climbing, keep going up. Yeah,
exactly. So this is probably not something your dad has in your basement, but some older things that are worth a lot and they're splashy, you can look off.
Yeah, definitely make sure to keep your eye out for them in your old collections.
Yeah. All right. So number 2. So in Magic you can play only 4 of, right?
Yeah.
You can play 4 in a deck, and some of the cards tell you can actually play an infinite number of those.
Okay.
So they have like here
it's actually on the cards. Like
here we have a Relentless Led, right?
Okay.
And it says like a deck can have any number of card named Relentless Leds.
Okay.
So instead of only playing 4, you could play literally 100.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have like a deck, and then you can play multiple of those, and this card alone is not worth that much. Like because they're also like often printed, because people like to play them a lot, right?
They keep getting reprints, so that kind of brings the price down.
Yeah, so this one is about 60 cents.
But I think I get what you're getting at. So it's like 60 cents by itself because one's kind of worthless, but like the fact that you can play an infinite amount of them in any deck means that the more you have, you can kind of then lump them together. Like, well, you could spend like 60 cents on 3 different people buying it and then all the shipping and stuff like that. Or you could buy like 5 or 6 from me for like twice the price, but you don't have to like get all those different shippings.
Exactly, yeah. If you, I mean, that's why I also have a second like they multiply, it's rats, you know? No, but usually when those cards are being played, they're played to a number that is in Commander beyond 30.
Okay,
so you need 30 of those things.
Geez, yeah. So you actually do need this like a substantial amount of them.
Exactly.
Like,
so if it's gonna be 60 cents, but people want to buy 30 copies of those, as you said, shipping costs like €1. If you buy like each of those individually, that costs you 30 euros of shipping.
Yeah.
So if you actually find 10 of those, the price from 60 cents could go up to 150 or €2.
But you save all that money in the shipping because
exactly, and then people buy those from you. So, and there are many more of those cards. They're like Shadowborn Apostle, which looks for a demon. If you sacrifice 6 of those, there's an actual real competitive or strong Commander deck for that.
Okay.
There is Dragon's Approach, also very famous and beloved in Commander. You have 7 dwarfs and so on. Like there are probably 10 to 20 of those cards,
just
which
those
have this
infinite
phrase.
cards. Yeah.
Yes, look out for those. They're very good in multiples. And we go for number 1, and this is gonna blow you away. I tell you. And this is actually specifically targeted for you. So your dad played. That was like 10, 20, 15 years ago or something.
20, so yeah.
In Magic, we had a shift from card frames. If you look at both of those, they're different designs, like different card frames.
Yeah, this one kind of has like more of a texture to it, whereas this is like cleaner, much like
yeah, this looks like modern, and this looks like old school. And a lot of the cards before Mirrodin, that was the set when they did the new one, they look old school, and people played with nostalgia, and they remember this. And back then the foils already existed for a while. They actually had less of those.
Okay, so like the actual seed rate was down as well.
Yes, nowadays they pumped it up, so people have more foils.
Please buy more.
And a lot of the cards back then, who are worth €1 or €2 in their normal edition, in foil are worth 60.
Right, because it's so much rarer,
Yeah, so I have 3 examples with me, which is like, so we have Wizara the Dreadful. I mean, by any means, not really good at all. It's no Commander card. It's nothing that is played in any constructive form. Which I mean, you can definitely have fun with playing with your casual Commander group. It's worth like €2 in non-foil. In foil, it's worth about 50, 60, 40 on card.
Okay, just because of like the rarity of it, because it's in foil in the older sets where the seed rate was lower.
Yes. There's not many copies of those. Also the condition, right?
Yeah, condition as well, because they're so old now at this point as well.
Yeah, people used to play without sleeves. So if you actually find something that is excellent, so if you have a difference between like the condition good and near mint, that could make like 50 to 100% of the price as well. Again, but we also have my favorite one, Akroma, which is a random angel. She actually got a reprint.
Right.
Wizara also got a reprint. Reprint in foil costs like $2.
Okay, right. Yeah.
An angel, very beloved, like good artwork, good flavor, good style. Akroma worth €3.80. in non-foil
like, common.
from that old set in foil. What do you guess?
I don't know, 50, 60.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
260 euros.
Whoa, what the hell, man? That's insane. 260.
260.
Jeez.
And this could be something your dad has, right?
Yeah, just sitting around. Like,
yeah. It doesn't really matter what they do. I mean, those are the flash deal cards. I show you.
As long as it's in the foil, because it was so rare back then, it just
yes.
So
Commons,
expensive.
uncommons. I actually brought another example, which is an Undead War Chief, which is an uncommon from that time. It's not that it's like super crazy.
Yeah.
It's just old and rare. This one, normal price would be about €6 because it actually has something to do with zombies.
It's actually can be played.
Yeah, foil price is like about €18, which is like a 3x multiplier for an uncommon.
Yeah, for an uncommon, just the fact that it's in foil. I mean, it's not €260, but even then, it's still like 3 times the price.
Yes, exactly. So this is the number one to look out for you when you go back. It's like all of those old frame foils from cards, basically anything. Put it out, look it up. They might be like treasures, I tell you.
So if you thought this was good advice, let us know. Because we're absolutely looking forward to doing this again, and I'm absolutely looking forward to Toffel about teaching me more about the old prices of cards and whether or not I can take and make some money from that. I'm sure my dad won't notice. He doesn't play
it's like
anymore.
if you have like people have those boxes they saw your cards in and they forgot and they're
just sitting there. But thanks very much, guys, and we will see you hopefully next time.